The Pulsar inline tuning module from Edge is going to be one of the easiest ways to really unlock the full potential of your 2015 through 2018 5.7 Ram at home. Now, this CARB-certified Pulsar device will give Hemi owners options to not only increase both horsepower and torque, but also things like improve your towing, throttle response, and fuel economy, along with disabling your MDS, and also give you the ability to easily make changes to both tire size and axle ratio off of that low to mid $600 price point. So if you own a 2015 through 2018 Hemi, then chances are you know just how hard it is to tune these trucks in the conventional manner, right? Unfortunately, you can't just go out and buy a tuner, plug it in and go. Instead, you have to remove and send out your truck's factory PCM or replace it with a completely new unit, both of which can be time consuming and expensive. Now, the Pulsar that we have here, on the other hand, will feature what is called a piggyback design, meaning it will connect directly to your truck's existing PCM and allow you to make changes without physically flashing your truck's factory PCM, which means it's quickly and easily removable if you ever needed to return your truck back to stock. But let's switch gears and talk about what the Pulsar is capable of doing once installed on your Ram at home. And what do you say we start out with these 8 different power levels that are available with the Pulsar device. Now, Pulsar does call them power levels. I think it's a bit misleading here because the reality is there is a number or a variety of modes within these 8. Now, level 1, let's break them down. Level 1 is going to basically be a stock mode. Nothing really changes whatsoever. Whereas level 2 is going to be that stock mode, but with your MDS turned off, which if you didn't know, MDS stands for multi-displacement system. That's basically the Ram's cylinder deactivation. A lot of guys like turning this stuff off for a number of reasons. It's oftentimes problematic, oil consumption, a poor running engine, and so forth. So again, you do have that option here with the Pulsar. Level 3 is fuel economy mode, and Edge actually claims they've seen upwards of 3.5 miles per gallon gained in this mode, which is pretty impressive. Level 4 is that same fuel economy mode, but with MDS turned off. Level 5 is a tow mode. This is obviously going to change your shift points and so forth, gear the truck a little bit better for towing. Level 6 is that same tow mode minus the MDS. And last but not least, you get into the actual performance modes here. Level 7 and level 8. Obviously 7 is just your straight up performance mode. Level 8, you guessed it, performance mode, but with your MDS deactivated. Now, we don't have any in-house dyno numbers for this generation Ram and the Pulsar device, but Edge claims upwards of 30 horsepower, 30 pound-feet of torque when installed, when using at least 91 octane, that's very important, in the performance mode. So overall, pretty respective numbers. Now, the best part is, guys, at least in my opinion, all of these modes are accessible and changeable on the fly through your Ram's dash display and the steering wheel control buttons. That's how you're controlling everything. This is great, right? And a lot better than a traditional tuner where you have to physically stop and turn off the truck, upload a tune. It takes a few minutes before you can be on your way. Not the case here at the Pulsar. Again, you can do all of this stuff on the fly. Now, on top of those 8 different power levels or different levels of tuning, the Pulsar will also allow owners to choose or change different tire sizes to correct the speedometer. For instance, if you've upgraded to maybe a 37-inch tire, obviously your stock speedometer is going to be way off due to that change to the tire size or the larger size tire. Now, the Pulsar will allow you to make the necessary changes that allows your speedometer to be accurate all the way up to a 59-inch tire. Now, the same also applies to gear changes as well. Say you want to gear up, gear down, whatever the case, that obviously is going to affect your speedometer as well. You can make those changes here with the Edge device. So if you take a step back and see what you are actually getting here with the Pulsar device, it's kind of a lot, right? Because if you think about it, you're getting a tuner in the sense that you're adding both horsepower and torque, along with the ability to switch between towing and economy modes. You're also getting kind of a built-in throttle control device thanks to the increased throttle sensitivity, depending on your different modes. And then finally, you're also kind of getting this flash cowl device in the sense that you're able to change the tire size and your axle ratio. And again, the best part is, guys, this is CARB legal for Ram owners in all 50 states to take advantage of. But guys, this is one of those times where the reviews really tell what the story is, right? I mean, if you haven't already done so, please check out the numerous 4- and 5-star reviews from fellow Hemi owners out there who have installed the Pulsar on their own rigs and talk about what kind of changes it has made to their trucks and their driving experience. But now we want to segue into the installation process, and again, this is a plug and play job here, guys. So site's going to call it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. They call it at least 10 minutes from start to finish. I wouldn't be surprised if it took you a little longer than that, but regardless, to give you a better idea of just how the job will go down, here is an AT customer to walk you through it now.
So the necessary tools for this job are going to go ahead and be a 1/4 inch drive or ratchet. You are going to use a 10mm. This is the only necessary one. The 8mm is included if you want to remove any of your clamps from your air intake. The 10mm is the only one that's needed to actually remove the PCM from the firewall. I did use an extension just to make it a little bit easier for myself. There is also a 4mm hex key or Allen wrench that is sent with the kit. This is what is used once you have the Pulsar module hooked or installed on the PCM. You will actually be using 3 4mm hex key Allen wrench bolts, so you will need this. They also recommend to use a flathead screwdriver. This is just also if you want to remove the clamps or to push in on the lever release once you're lifting up the wiring harness. A couple tools I do recommend is just a step ladder. Just kind of makes it easier to access in some angles. Also, I did use a 13mm socket with a 3/8 drive, just that way you could go ahead and remove the box if you need to. Also, I do recommend compressed air and a bent pick just in case the slides on your wiring harness don't come or give way immediately. Go ahead, blow it out with compressed air, see if that will allow you to lift up the red actual lever on the wiring harness. And then if it doesn't, go ahead, hit it with compressed air, try again. If still not, then just push down gently on the slides, being very careful not to damage anything else in the process, and that should be able to release it. These are all the necessary tools and a couple others I do recommend you have on file. The very next step is you are going to want to locate your PCM, which if you're staring at it from the front side of your engine, it'll be behind the air intake box, which will be right here, notated with these 2 black and red clips. A tip is to go ahead and remove your air box to make it a little bit easier if you need to. I've already replaced my air box, so I have more room than normal, but it's just going to be a couple bolts then. You have 2 down here, or 2 on this side, 1 on this side. And then our next step is we are going to go ahead and cut these zip ties that hold it to the metal brackets that are underneath down there. Next step at this point is you will need a flat-headed screwdriver. All that you're going to do is push in right here. This is basically the lock that locks the lever in place. Press down, you don't have to press too hard. Then all that you will do from there is lift up on the levers, just like that, all the way up, and that will fully release them. You will do this on both sides, just like so. And once that is done, you should be able to pull off. If you have the red locking tabs all the way up, they should come off and push themselves off, but if you do have any troubles, there are some slides in here. You can see the blue one right here, the green one on this side. You do have to make sure they go all the way out before this will pull up. Make sure you are careful. The best tool that I found to do this with, because it did happen on mine, was just a regular pick or a bent angle pick. Bent angle pick. All you do, just slide it in from the very top, pushing down. Just make sure that you don't mess up anything. Also, first blow it out with compressed air, see if that works at all. It didn't work on mine, unfortunately, which is why I'm having to take the video like this, but everything else is working. And now you can see they just pull right off. No biggie. On to the next step. Go ahead and just remove all 3 bolts. Now you have removed your PCM. The next step is to go ahead, put on the Pulsar module, put it together, and then put it back together. So once you got the PCM outside of the truck, and you have the Pulsar module, all you're going to want to do is match colors. The beige one goes into the beige one, the gray one goes into the gray one. They also do have some actual O-rings around it to make sure that it stays weatherproof. And so all that you'll want to do is flip it over, get it ready, line up the holes. As you can see, these are extended. And once you have the holes lined up, you'll have it set for the most part, then just push in. By being as uniform as you can be. And once it's in, you can see that it is fully secure all the way around. Now we're ready to go back in the truck. Alright, so now that you have the Pulsar module on the PCM, all you're going to want to do is go ahead and install it back in place. They do provide 3 bolts that will go back in place. They are 4mm Hex key. They do provide one whenever they ship this out. Alright, so what you'll do after you have all 3 bolts tied down and snug and secure, just go ahead, match them back up, grays to the gray, beiges to the beige, hooking back up the wire harness, just put it on like so. Make sure they're hooked on good, and then on both sides, just make sure you push them down. And there they go. They're back secure. Alright, and of course with anything, once you're working with the electrical, once you're finished, go ahead, reattach the negative terminal, and just tighten it back up. And you're done. So your next step after everything is installed is you will want to go ahead, turn your key to the run position. You will not want to start it yet. And then using the controls on the left hand side, you will want to go ahead and just go to the screen setup. So it'll be between messages and turn menu off. You'll want to go into it, info line, and make sure that it is set on audio. Once you're there, you can back out, go all the way down up to here. Then to see what mode you're in, you just want to press the cancel button. As you can see right now, we are in stock. To change the levels, you just press the RES plus or the set minus. So pressing RES, you have stock, MDS off, economy MDS off, tow MDS off, then performance and performance MDS off. These are all 8 options. Then after that, you're ready to go. You can turn on your vehicle and you can also adjust on the fly.
So if you are looking to take control of your 2015 through 2018 5.7 Ram at home, well then you should definitely consider the Pulsar inline tuning module from Edge right here at AmericanTrucks.com.